Chapter 11: Legal Reforms, Constitutional Amendments, and Land Act Redesign. Without deep legal transformation, the dream of state custodianship will collapse under the weight of outdated laws, colonial era land titles, and a constitution that protects private property above collective survival. To anchor this economic revolution in law, a new legal architecture must be designed with the people as its primary beneficiaries, not corporations or elites. 1. The need for constitutional alignment. South Africa's current constitution, and those of many African nations, guarantees the right to private property, a clause historically used to block land redistribution and resource nationalization. Key proposed amendments. Section on property rights. Redefine property to allow expropriation without compensation for land held unproductively or gained through colonial apartheid dispossession. New clause on public custodianship. Enshrine that all land, minerals, and strategic economic sectors belong to the people and are held in trust by the democratic state for public benefit. Right to land and economic participation. Guarantee every citizen the right to access productive land and be part of the national economy. 2. The Emergency National Custodianship Act, ENCA. A new Emergency National Custodianship Act must be drafted and enacted to transfer all unused, idle, abandoned, and underutilized land to state custodianship, nationalize strategic sectors, mining, water, rail, energy, under democratic control, create a legal framework for public leasing, cooperative land access, and equitable use rights, criminalize speculative landholding, illegal occupation by corporations, and hoarding of natural assets, recognize traditional land governance systems and merge them with modern oversight mechanisms. 3. Redesigning the Land Act. The current land acts are complex, outdated, and often inaccessible to ordinary citizens. A new People's Land Act must be developed to replace title deeds with use rights certificates issued under public custodianship, recognize historical claims by communities dispossessed by apartheid and colonialism, simplify land categories: residential, communal, agricultural, ecological, and strategic. Establish community land boards to locally manage access, use, and conflict resolution. 4. Rewriting mining and energy laws. Repeal outdated laws that allow private or foreign ownership of subsoil minerals. Enforce local beneficiation laws. Raw materials must be processed locally before export. Introduce green resource laws mandating sustainable extraction, environmental rehabilitation, and community reinvestment. 5. Legal protection for women, youth, and the landless. Amend all gender biased inheritance laws. Enforce the equal right of women and youth to access land and custodianship programs. Protect informal settlement dwellers and farm workers from eviction during the transition. Guarantee secure tenure and services for all land recipients. 6. Custodianship legal infrastructure to enforce these laws. Establish People's Land Courts for rapid dispute resolution and community land justice. National Land and Resource Audit Office, NLRAO, maintains records of land ownership, usage, and violations. Legal aid for land and resource justice. Provide free legal services to communities defending their rights under custodianship law. 7. International law considerations. Withdraw from trade agreements, like BITs, that block land reform or nationalization. Renegotiate bilateral agreements on terms that support sovereignty and custodianship. Promote a pan African legal framework for resource sovereignty, working with the AU and progressive legal scholars. 8. Public legal education campaign. Create simple, multilingual materials to teach communities about their new rights. Train paralegals and community legal advocates to support land and resource struggles. Use radio, social media, and theater to democratize legal knowledge. Conclusion of Chapter 11. Law is a shield for the people or a weapon for the elite. For custodianship to succeed, our laws must not only be rewritten, they must be decolonialized, democratized, and made accessible to the most vulnerable. Legal transformation is not a side quest. It is the spine of the new equation. Without it, there is no justice. With it, the people will finally reclaim what was always theirs.